to be able to make a very large statement on how important each and every one of you are. As I was greeted out in the parking lot, one teacher said, "Take a picture with my student, because they are what all of us are all about." Let's give our students a big hand. First of all, let me say that I am glad to be an American, and I too am an American. And my message to you this morning is, as you go to your classrooms every week, as you tend to your own families, as you move in and out of the necessities of life, of grocery shopping and going to doctors and recognizing that America is all about the freedom of movement, I want you to understand that we too are Americans. We too are patriots, teachers. I am an American. And I want you every day to be able to reinforce, although we have a great love and affection for our state, that we are Americans that should never be denied the basic principles of this great and wonderful nation. We too are Americans. And I love history, love math and science and reading. But I love to hear the words, "We all are created equal with certain inalienable rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness." I love seeing members of Congress on the floor of the House recognizing that besides the love of their families and the faith they believe in, it was a teacher that put them where they are today. It was a teacher that gave them the opportunity to be who they are. An America without teachers, without individuals who are able to nurture our children when they leave the bonding of our home, what is an America without the best of what you have to give? I come from Washington, where there's a bill called H.R. 1. I guess it's a clone, an HB 1, that doesn't recognize it's not number one. It is not number one, because when we teach our children, number one means the best. Number one means you have achieved. Number one, you always say, you want to be number one. You want to get the best grade. It means best, goodness, rightness, excellence. How can you be excellent when you don't give a teacher the opportunity to nurture a child? How do you create education in a standing room only classroom of 60 children? Reliance Stadium in just a few hours is going to have young people playing on the basketball court. There'll be standing room only Houstonians and others coming from far and wide. That's an arena for sports. But I can assure you that those young people who know how to dunk and jump couldn't get to where they are today, a college of higher learning, if some teacher hadn't taken them in kindergarten and preschool and first grade and second grade and said, "You can do it." What is wrong with the morality of Americans today? They don't get out of their homes, get on the highways and byways, hug a teacher, and thank them for the opportunity that they have given for America to rise to her greatness. I sit on the Homeland Security Committee. I'm in privileged and classified briefings on a daily basis. Just came back from Israel, listening to the toughness of the neighborhood in which they live. I've been all around to Kuwait, Egypt, and Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq, all on behalf of the United States and Homeland Security. I know what an unlearned person, or a person who seeks to understand what democracy is all about, clamoring for just that ability to be able to sit in a classroom and be taught by a competent teacher who will teach the democratic principles. We who are Americans take our values and virtues for granted, and it is given to us because some teacher had the ability to be educated and sacrifice and say, "I want to be in a classroom because I want to build on this great nation." The last 24 hours, I helped give a young man an opportunity to continue his education. I know we all come from different walks of life, and There are different opinions about all kinds of things. But I know a lot of you have heard of the DREAM Act children. We in Texas know them most of all, because you teachers, you've not only nurtured them, but you've nurtured families who may not know the language. Not because they don't desire, but they came quickly just for work, brought children who wanted to seek just a place in a classroom where you would be there to teach them. You could have someone like you just to touch your garment, just to be able to have someone who not only encourage them to learn, but to be proud and to be a proud American. Do you know I've seen some of those DREAM Act children on the front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan. They've gone to fight for this country they love, not even being a citizen. This young man is in one of our state colleges. And the panic came to me in the last couple of weeks. He sat down with his entire family. There are 4, maybe 5 little ones, siblings, all in the schools that you teach. Dressed in ties and shirts. They came to a congresswoman's office. They were all dressed up. What he was so proud about, just a few more years older than them, college student, is they were admiring him. And they loved their educational system. They